Welcome back to Championship Court here at the 2024 APP Sacramento Open as we get set for this matchup between the 2-seed Will Howells and J.W. Johnson and Patrick Kawka and Eric Lange. Howells in the bright pink shoes at the bottom of the screen to serve.
Point.
Just a little big there from Kawka. Look for the power coming out of Howells. He's got a big forehand, has a ton of shape on it.
Ooh, that ball skips right off the line right there for JW. But yeah, you're right, Chad. There's a lot of power there, and I think JW's going to hit a lot of drops and let Howell be very active.
Off the edge guard of JW. You don't get many balls past him.
I'm laughing at the eye roll of JW right there. Massive eye roll after that ball kicked up off the net cord. Lange sitting there nicely with the forehand.
We have seen so many net cords over the course of this tournament.
Nice volley right there from Howells. Catches the baseline.
1-1-2.
1-1-2. Ooh, what a... Oh, Kawka had it and missed it. But how about the get, though, from Howells?
Lange hit 3 lobs in a match over here earlier today. He was dialed in, and that one is dialed in as well.
Yeah, that's trouble right there. Good setup from Howells. Johnson crashing hard. Once that ball's up, very tough to defend against Johnson.
Point.
Johnson going right back through the middle.
It's just not the spot there for Eric Lange to go to. JW's forehand is so good, it's so short and sweet.
Lange continuing to pound away at Howells.
Yeah, got 2, but wasn't able to get that last one back as that ball kept getting higher and higher. Eric Lange, one of the biggest forehands on, the biggest overheads on the tour, and a ace down the middle.
How many aces do you see, especially in men's doubles?
Especially through the middle right there. Usually it's something that kicks out wide. I mean, you'd run out of space.
The progression of the serve has been one of the elements of pickleball that continues to grow, especially in the men's game.
Oh,
18
wow.
Howells doing everything to start this match.
He was off balance, too, on that ATP right there. He was not, did not have his feet set and still whips that around.
5-1-2.
Great job dropping that paddle head and whipping it around.
Point.
Tough one there for Lange. We'll take another look at this around the post by Will Howells. Good job with the footwork there. Like you said, Dom, that ball was past him. Drops that paddle head down, shapes it back around the net.
Side out.
JW can't make the pickup. Side out back over to Kawka, and Lange trailing by 5 here early on in game number 1.
1-6-1.
Oh, Kawka nearly got the spin.
He almost gets that blindly.
1-6-2.
That's been a good week for Patrick Kawka, the 31-year-old out of Las Vegas, Nevada. Right back at the hip.
2 points ago, they switched, did Kawka and Lange. What I'd like to see, Kawka tries that around the back right there. I'd like to see them switch it up. Put Kawka on the left a little bit. His forehand's big enough. Never mind.
Lange's doing just fine right there.
Like, I can do that as well. But, yeah, we definitely saw Kawka yesterday in mixed doubles on the left, really being aggressive, using that big forehand.
Point.
Tried to go inside out forehand, but pushed it wide. Another point for the duo of Howells and Johnson.
Yeah, big fist bump there from Howells. Slid very nicely to his right, sitting on that two-handed backhand.
Point.
Lang just tried to cut it a little bit too fine.
Well, J.W. Johnson doing a good job of moving the ball inside and outside. He's not going to the same spot more than once with his dink, so he's keeping them guessing. And he
Nearly
almost
another
gets
ace.
Another.
Lightning fast hands at the kitchen line.
I mean, right now, Howells and Johnson are almost fighting over that middle ball because they're being so aggressive and so powerful.
9-1-2.
Finally, Lange finds some space through the court for a side out, but he and Kawka with work to do.
Well, we saw that a couple times yesterday when he reaches in and takes that backhand, that being Eric Lange.
1-9-1.
And we'll roll it over as we do see Kawka now going to switch to that left side.
Howells stepping right in with the forehand roll.
Yeah, it was a good ball there in the middle. Kind of created a little indecision, but then he just floated that ball to Howells. Howells went straight at the body.
Yeah, J.W. Johnson not going to miss that right through the center of the court.
No, some of the strongest wrists in the game. And again, when you see him up at the kitchen line too, he doesn't break the wrist on dinks. He stays nice and stiff, moves the ball in and out.
9-1-1.
But when he gets loose up top and that ball's high, that is dangerous.
Howells comes up short. Second serve on the way.
Hey, just standing a little tall there, catches it off the end of the paddle.
9-1-2.
Oh.
Great pickup from Lange, but floated it right to the forehand of Johnson, and it brings up game point.
Well, neither one of them could get the ball down, right? So Lange's having that firefight with Howells, but he got to be able to get on top of that and get it down.
1-2.
Try and change pace instead of trying to battle that out.
Point game.
Into the net, and the 2-seed cruises through game number 1. Howells and Johnson take it 11-1 over Kawka and Lange. We will be back with action from game 2 here on Championship Court at the APP Sacramento Open.
Introducing Skechers Pickleball, the official footwear of the APP Tour. They're ultra lightweight and responsive for incredible speed. They have Goodyear rubber outsoles with a specialized pickleball design for increased side-to-side stability and agility. Plus, they feature shock-absorbing foam and Skechers' famous relaxed fit design for incredible comfort game after game. Conquer the court in comfort. Skechers Pickleball, the official footwear of the APP Tour.
At Typical Insurance, you're just another senior.
That is the third health insurance commercial with seniors at a farmer's market.
Right? Don't get me wrong, I love a fresh heirloom, but it's like those companies think we're all the same.
That's why I chose Humana. Before I signed up, I spoke to someone who actually listened to what I needed. She told me about benefits that were right for me, like vision and dental, all in my budget. I finally feel in control. What are you doing?
Taking control.
Humana, a more human way to healthcare.
Welcome back. It's time for our Tervis hydration break in between games 1 and 2 here on Championship Court. Will Howells, J.W. Johnson taking game 1 over Patrick Kawka and Eric Lange 11-1. We've already known about the power from Howells and Johnson, but the pace really giving Kawka and Lange's problems. Why is that, Chad?
Well, right now, Lange and Kawka aren't able to make that ball bounce, or if they are, it's not really an aggressive dink or putting any pressure on. Howells and Johnson are so locked in that they're just letting the hands fly and really getting into those hands battles.
And you hit it, Chad, right on the head. It's they can't make the ball bounce. And if you have Howells and J.W. Johnson coming up to the kitchen line, taking the ball out of the air, that's just dangerous.
And there it is again.
On cue.
That is J.W. Johnson's strengths, right? The reach in, we already talked about how strong the wrist and forearms are, but it's how quick he is too. As soon as he hits that backhand flick, he's straight onto the forehand.
In the right spot for Lange, but still nothing he can do about it.
Just so good right there from J.W. Johnson. Watch him just take this ball outside, around the post. Cool, calm, and collected. Whips it right at the feet of Eric Lange.
That one sails long. Another point for Howells and Johnson.
So they're staying in the point while those dinks are bouncing. As soon as that ball gets a little bit elevated, Howells and Johnson are so good at that flick.
Second serve.
That time Johnson comes up short. He and Howells went through their first match 0-7. It was very clinical to get to the quarterfinals. Tried to go big forehand sideline there.
Well, he had it down the line right there. It was set up because you had Kawka pinching middle.
0-3-1.
0-3-1. Nice
second
cut there from Johnson.
Ridiculous volley. I mean, Kawka's got shape on that, and Johnson just says, no, I'm going to cut that, slide it through the court.
Kawka pushes it long, and Kawka's probably going, I hope I don't face this on Sunday in the mixed doubles final.
3-0-1.
Johnson just taunting now.
Second serve.
Well, Lange will take the love off the tape right there. And what you see right here in game two, Lange and Kawka have switched sides. So they were
side out.
Started with Lange on the left side in game one. Now they start with Kawka on the left side. They're able to do that after games.
0-3-1.
They have to just inform the referee that they are switching sides to start that game.
What advantage might that give Kawka and Lange?
Well, that's big.
That's Eric Lange going all body right there. That was body or nothing, but the advantage that gives right there is that Kawka a little more comfortable on that left side. But they are playing straight up right here now, too, so they're not stacking.
Second serve.
That one just missing deep. Not getting enough dip. Enough topspin on that drive there from Lange.
We have a referee timeout.
We're going to get a challenge.
We have a challenge of the out call. The out call puts us at 1-3-2. We will now proceed with the video review.
Tough challenge right there, probably close enough. But the thing to think about with these video challenges as well, it's technically a timeout. You're getting to regroup here, readdress.
Well, if you're Kawka and Lange, challenging this call doesn't really hurt you in this situation. You're down a game 3-1. This is still manageable here in game number 2, where you have to make adjustments if you want to stay in this match.
And like you, Chad, you were just hitting on, it's a timeout essentially as well. And they got down really early and really quick in that first game. So not trying to do that here again in game number 2, taking this one. Oh, ball well out.
Yeah,
probably about 6 inches out right there.
After
but
video
again,
review, the call stands. The ball was
the free timeout, like you said, Chad.
It doesn't really hurt.
We will resume
in
play
essence,
at 1-3-2.
we have 3 challenges. If you get the challenge right, then you keep your challenge. Once you have 3 bad challenges, let's say, then
time in.
You challenge after that, get it wrong, you're issued a technical warning. But I was talking to some of the players yesterday.
Just long.
I was talking to some of the players yesterday, and basically that's what they looked at their challenges as. Is now they're getting 5 timeouts.
Oh, such a big forehand with heavy topspin from Howells.
Yeah, and that's his strength. We've seen it early on already today, ripping that ball through the middle.
Better placement there from Kawka at the feet.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
4-1-2.
Doran, you hit it right on the head. Is finally finding the feet and getting that ball down, and then the missed return of serve. Cannot have that free point right there for Howells and Johnson.
5-1-2.
5-1-2 here in game number 2.
Oh, you've got a paddle on it. That ball was probably going at least 5 feet out.
Kawka's reaction says it all. He knows that was an out ball. And instead, it is another point. And Lange and Kawka facing a 5-point deficit.
Side out.
That's good deeper serve right there for a return for Kawka as he puts J.W. Johnson on his heels.
1-6-1.
They have to get on the board here, though.
Too many high balls.
Serve. I mean, the key to that point right there was as soon as the ball got below the net, JW resets it.
1-6-2.
Gets that ball back down, doesn't try to attack from there. And it's so difficult to do once you're getting into that attack mode and the firefight and everything else like that, to just reset, take the pace off, reestablish the point.
I talked to Patrick Kawka earlier today about facing J.W. Johnson, and the patience is one of the things that he hit on the most. He said he plays such a patient game. It can be so difficult to know when to pull the trigger. Howells going right down the line.
Such a good job from Will Howells. He reads this speed up before Kawka even pulls the trigger. He slides to the sideline in his two-handed backhand, clears his body, gives himself room, and then punches that ball down. Great job by Will Howells.
Point.
Kawka coming up just a little bit short.
I was going to say, good pressure dinking there. And we're seeing
7-2-1.
Ball moving into the middle, going back out wide, not hitting the same spot, moving that ball around.
Big put away from Kawka. Maybe a little frustration behind that as well.
And you saw Howells, too. He slipped to the sideline right there,
7-2-2.
anticipating the speed up from Kawka. Kawka goes cross-court right there.
Around.
Oh.
Yeah.
Point.
Crawled along the net, around the post, winner into the legs.
The double bounce on the top of the net cord there. Runs the last 6 feet.
8-2-2.
Take another look. 1, 2.
Perfectly read by Howells. Nice combination.
And again, Howells sliding to his backhand, but the problem is that Kawka's sliding to the middle, and what he's doing is he's opening up the sideline right there for Will Howells.
The second time that sideline has been open for Howells in this game.
Side out.
Little switch there from Lange and Kawka. Nice absorption volley there from Lange. Howells not able to come across and catch up to that one.
Side out, but Kawka and Lange trailing
2-9-1.
2-9-1 here in game 2. Off the tape, off the edge guard, and over the fence.
That's a Jose Canseco defensive home run right there.
No, you didn't. Oh, poor Jose. Off the dome and over the fence.
I think he's fine.
3-9-1.
That's old school. Showing your age, Chad.
Well, yours too. You knew exactly what he was talking about. And so did I. So, I mean, I guess all three of us.
Yeah.
Second serve.
Kawka just a little bit out of position after having to reach for that forehand.
Oh, and Howells didn't pull the trigger. They were both anticipating, and he just went wide on a dink, and that set that whole point up.
3-9-2.
Great placement from Johnson through the middle.
Yeah, and that was a little medium pace overhead right there. He slapped it and just pushed it through the court instead of hitting hard down on it.
Second serve.
Howells can't get the forehand over the net. Second serve coming. Both of you have talked about for J.W. Johnson that it's a boring brand of pickleball, but it's so technically sound.
Well, yeah, it is. It's methodical is what it is. I don't want to call it boring because
no,
it's not
boring.
Right.
It's not boring.
Far
it's methodical.
In fairness, that was your word yesterday.
It is, but it's accurate, right? And he doesn't make many mistakes. He plays very clean. But he doesn't take the risks when he doesn't have it, right?
Yeah.
Like he takes risks when he's got a ball that's up, and so it's methodical, it's clean, and what people could call boring, but it's effective.
It's like Virginia basketball. Oh, Lange had an elevated ball and put it wide.
He was halfway between hitting it and letting it go. He laid the paddle down to let it go and then made the decision, no, I'm going to hit it. So as he tried to snap that wrist, just caught it too late.
Beautiful Ernie there from Lange.
So Johnson read the Ernie and was going to the angle. It looked like that ball just never came up to him because he read it right. Again, Will Howells, just anticipation is off the charts right now. He's seeing something from both Lange and Kawka that he's reading really early and setting up.
Well, part of it as well is the trust in Johnson, that he knows if he slides to the line, Johnson's got middle.
Kawka and Lange able to stave off one match point. We'll get back on serve, trailing 3-10-1. Just out. Dom, I want to go back to what you said a second ago. You said Howells is seeing something. What is he seeing that he can take advantage of?
He's just picking up the speed ups off the paddle of both Lange and Kawka early so that he sets up.
We saw it yesterday we saw it yesterday from Lange in mixed doubles, but again, when he gets in that defensive mode, you're going to see him drop back, cut the angle off, but the paddle's already set. It's already angled. Doesn't try to overhit, allows the paddle to do its job. Open court, perfect ATP defense.
Earned a little paddle tap from Howells.
Yeah, he just doesn't do anything with it. He sets the angle and then lets the ATP speed and pace create it, and he has the angle set on his paddle early enough. Perfect.
Match point number 2 coming for Howells and Johnson, up 10-4-1. It's wide, and that is how this one will end. Howells and Johnson easily moving through to the semifinals. They take down Kawka and Lange 1-4 here on championship court. We will hear from the duo of J.W. Johnson and Will Howells when we return here at the 2024 APP Sacramento Open.
Nothing brings us together like Eggland's best eggs. We love the taste, always so fresh and delicious, plus superior nutrition. For us, it's eggs any style, as long as they're the best. Eggland's best.
And we'll take another look at match point here for Will Howells and J.W. Johnson. Nice Ernie to finish right there. It was the power, the precision, and the pace from Johnson and Howells that move on. We have Dominic Catalano courtside with our Franklin post-match interview.
All right, Will, I'll start with you. Playing that right side, you're talking about you're playing right side. You got to stand right side with JW here. What were you seeing? Because you were sliding to that sideline right there, clearing your two-handed backhand and really punishing them.
Yeah, I mean, J-Dub has great hands, and he covers the middle super well, so it allows me to get over to the side a little bit more, and he can take over in the middle of the court, and we're more balanced that way.
And then coming in, JW, we know you can play a really controlled game. Playing with Will, he likes to play with pace. Was it kind of the subject of what you guys were talking about and what you wanted to do in this matchup and today?
Yeah, I was just telling him to go for a bunch of drives, be athletic as he likes to be. You know, hit those earnings, play left side a little bit, and it looks like it worked out.
All right, well, congratulations, boys. Moving on to the semifinals. We'll see you guys on court later. We'll take a quick break. Next matchup here on Championship Court at the APP Sacramento Open.